The one thing I have to say is, for the last couple of years, really, we're waiting for this final All-Ireland rail review. And people are sort of waiting with bated breath because, as Deputy Kenny said, we've got to look at the Western Economic Corridor. What are we talking about here? Earlier I asked you about the N17. We're now speaking about the Western Rail Corridor. Those plans have to be in place so that people can know and politicians can plan for what's going to happen. In your response, you only mention Athenry to Claremorris. You don't mention anywhere else. And people are just asking these questions and they want clarity, and we're not getting clarity. All we're being told is, yes, there's a draft review, it says this, but we're waiting for the final one. And really, Minister, it's coming to the end of this government. We need clarity on precisely what the plans are and what's going to happen.
This is an important issue, and deputies do want clarity, as I said. Firstly, the delay here is because we didn't have an assembly up north and administration. That's been very regrettable, but we didn't sit back and do nothing. The publication for the SEA of the review gave the broad outline of what is contained within it. I don't expect significant changes. It will go to government this week and to the Northern Administration and will be cleared this month. But also what we've done, in advance of it being finally cleared by government, we've commissioned the EIB, European Investment Bank, to help us with the rail investment implementation strategy. So that's taking the review and coming forward to what are the projects we prioritise in 3 10-year blocks, first one from 2025 to 2035. And that work has already started back in April this year. And they will engage in a six-stage kind of series of approach to give us recommendations as to what we prioritise. For clarity, Deputy Harkin, and I thought we'd given this in the last time we had transport questions, it does not include and will not include extension from Claremorris to Clooney. And some deputies may argue otherwise, but their very detailed analysis was done on that, and therefore, but it's not going to be included. It may be very beneficial for us to preserve the line that's there by protecting it in public ownership, use for greenway and so on, but it will not be included as a recommendation and therefore unlikely to be, well, it won't be included in the recommendation of investment strategies. Deputy O'Keefe, I believe the Western Rail Corridor should get priority, just like the Finglas-Lewis, is my answer. I'll be honest and say to you, that's probably, as we discussed in the Transport Committee yesterday, not just an issue for the implementation strategy, but will also be a manifesto question in advance of the next government being formed. Because in honesty, there's different views in this, including within your own party, as to the wisdom of us investing, not so much investing in the Northwest, but even a fundamental question about whether rail freight will have a role in our transport system. And the reason I say that is because I think in the previous reports that was done on this section between Athenry and Claremorris, there was too narrow a lens. The question was asked by a series of reports, is there enough passenger demand to justify service from Claremorris to Galway? They didn't think big enough about a rail corridor running from Ballina all the way down the west coast into the southeast. And I think that requires a certain strategic decision by the political system that we will use it for freight as well as for passenger services, and that makes the economic case for the line, which I believe it does. I would give it real priority. Not all parties seem to be clear on that, and I would ask you within your own party, any clarity that you could help provide would be very useful.